Man, so this guest, one of my very favorite people in the world. You know, it's difficult as an adult to make friends.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes.
Like, you have your longtime friends that you grew up with, but it's difficult to make friends as an adult. And Emma and I clicked so well. We got to spend some time together and really kind of got close. So I really enjoyed having her.
She's super cool. She liked my marketing idea, which I was like so amped about.
Oh, it was a good one, though. It was a good one, Caleb. Yeah, you surprised us all with that.
It was kind of cool, 69. And so, but no, I think I came away talking with Emma, like she's such a healthy, grounded person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like
some good, nice, good parenting advice.
Yes. Almost like, almost so healthy it was offensive. No. She's amazing. And afterwards, she even texted me and was like, "Hey, I had fun coming on the podcast. I want to do it again." It's like, well, we would absolutely have you.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Oh my gosh.
Again, one of my favorite people.
Correct. Thank you. And take a look. Thanks for coming between two cars. Here's our convo with Emma Gall.
Lab-grown meat of the podcast, and Emma really get a chance to know you a little bit better and to understand what you do for the organization. And really, honestly, Caleb wants to pitch a marketing idea to you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
This is why you brought me on. Got it.
It's the reason.
All right. So when I was 14 years old, I thought of what I thought was the coolest marketing pitch angle for Toyota Tacomas.
Excuse me for a second. At 14 years old, he was watchdog.
Waiting for the rapture.
463.
R63.
R63. This is when he came up with this idea. Continue.
Just qualify it. So, ready for this? Mm-hmm. Tacoma.
I like it.
I hope Toyota is watching right now.
Seriously, Tacoma today. Let's go.
Why haven't we done this already?
I know. And like you can even have it like set up.
I need my phone. I'm telling my team right now.
That's like
new marketing campaign idea, guys.
And it could be like Tacoma. Are there two of them? No. Tacoma. You know, just like, then you bring them on board. They get it. Sorry.
I was told to lower this.
But isn't it like rife with like material and like
it's great.
Tacoma.
I think it would really actually do great.
She's stunned. Such
Ladies
a good
and
idea.
gentlemen.
All right, we're
You
done.
heard
I
it
got
here.
a lot of work to do now.
If anybody from like a Spark or Toyota stores are watching, like, hey yo,
who's in?
Tacoma. You're like, no, we're good. I think it would have worked like 20 years ago. I think it could still.
It could still work.
Really?
I think you could get really catchy with it. I think it could be fun.
I mean, Tacomas are still a thing.
They are.
They are.
Tacoma.
This is not a fake smile. I am so like you're like a legit smart person, and I didn't know if you'd be like, yeah, that's a thing. You know, like yeah, you could say that, but like.
I think it's catchy.
You see why I like Caleb so much?
I know. My cheeks hurt. You guys, I gotta stop.
All right,
Hey,
so
yo.
he would not even let me get through the introduction before he had he's
like,
not
so excited to get it out
anymore. He's been holding on to it since
14.
Yes.
I know.
Because I knew I had gold.
He's like, one day this is gonna come in handy, and I'll get my chance.
And here you're a marketing professional, and you just went, that's pretty good. Like, I'll live off of this for a year. Like, this is all dopamine right now.
This is certainly the space to do it.
Yes. Thank you, Emma.
So, Emma has been with us since 2017 as a marketing manager, and then in 2022 you took over the marketing director role.
That is a true story,
which is very exciting. Were you in automotive prior to 2017?
Yes, I got into automotive in 2015. So I haven't been in it super long prior to starting at Hudson.
Okay. I'm really interested in kind of like what makes automotive marketing unique or different from other opportunities in the marketing world.
So it might not be the answer to your question, but I'm going to tell you what I love about automotive marketing, and that it is always changing, and it's very, very fast paced. I've been in nonprofit marketing and political marketing and commercial marketing, and it's slow and nothing really changes, and there's never any like innovation. And so that's what I love about automotive in general. It's fast. It fits better with me as a person. I like to do and go, and I'm always so it works very well for like my personality.
In political marketing, do you get to come up with like the slogans against the opponents kind of thing?
Yes. I felt like it was more like fundraising efforts, right? A lot of it was made up, to be perfectly honest with you.
Bobby
Newport. Nonprofit and political. It was just kind of like, what do you think's going to stick with people? And I didn't like that about it. And this is the other thing that I tell people is I think that even though people think of automotive and dealerships as kind of not trustworthy, it is the most honest and trustworthy. In my opinion, everything's disclosed, everything's compliant. They're not trying to, you can't pull one over on people in a lot of respects, where others it's like, how are they going to actually validify anything that you say? In the other ones, like, you know. So it's that's what I like about it too. Is
so there's transparency in a way,
more transparency than in other industries I've been in.
That's super interesting. I would not have come up.
You wouldn't have thought that.
And did you were you surprised that wow, I didn't think I would end up in the auto? Were you surprised to learn this fits my general disposition?
I was very surprised. Yeah. Definitely. It was not an area I expected to go into. But really, really, I would never go back, ever.
Stuck with us forever.
Forever, seriously. I would be so bored.
Yeah.
We're like, can we make something happen here?
Yeah.
So like in your day-to-day, and I know you have a team. You actually have a very large team of people, which I don't think people really understand. They don't know that, you've got 27 people on your team right now. That this is how much it takes for to make this stuff happen that we're doing, which is huge. So kind of how does that work? Like, does somebody come to you and say, hey, I have an idea, take home a Tacoma. And
you're like, stop the presses.
Or like when they want to, focus on a certain demographic in their area or something, like they have you guys kind of help with that. Like, how does that work? What do you guys do every day, you and your 27-person team?
So there's some stuff that we're is proactive, right? That we make sure that we want to get the website merchandise for go-to-market. So, we get Slides and Specials is my creative team that does all of this. So we have a creative team. They do all of our graphics and they do all of our content for everything. And so that's what goes up on our websites. And
shout out to Heath, who actually did the logo for Between Two
Cars
from your team.
On my team, a creative director.
So good. Yeah. It looks so good. He did a great job.
Yeah. I mean, he's awesome. So I have a creative team. They put everything out to market. So there's the proactive stuff that we handle, but then there's also hey, I have this problem. I need your help. So I'm low on selling used. What can we do? And then we build a campaign around it, right? And we have those conversations with the dealers on a consistent basis, so we know exactly what's going on and how we can help support them. So some of it, I have like a regional team. They're the ones who do the day-to-day operations, like with the GMs. And so they're the ones who are, hey, I've got this issue or I have this idea. And I'm more focused on like the broad spectrum of it.
Okay.
Of what are we trying to do to, like, as a group, move the needle.
Yeah. So like those campaigns, how does that, is there like social media, television, like, you know, like, or radio, I don't know, like streaming, like what kind of different like avenues or, you know, mediums do you use to like do a campaign?
Internally, we handle all organic everything. So we don't do anything paid in-house right now. That's all housed out to like partner agencies. So we hold them accountable to make sure, and we make sure that we're working together with them. So if it's like a used campaign, for example, it'll just depend on what areas they are already utilizing within their paid. A lot of it is just like Google ads, Facebook ads, like carousel ads. Some of them do OTT, which is the streaming stuff, a lot of pre-roll things like that. Traditional is kind of on its way out, honestly.
Traditional like radio, newspaper, TV.
Yeah, newspaper.
Is that out? No, we're not reading newspapers anymore.
1985.
Put them in the hot sheets. Look at us, eh?
No newspaper ads for our stores.
No, honestly, there were still newspaper ads when I started in the industry. It's not that far off.
Wow, Faith, it's so embarrassing.
It's been a while.
This is why I'm only kind of cool.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yes. Okay.
So yeah, it honestly depends on what they're already utilizing, but it's mostly digital. A lot of it is digital. I mean, some of our stores have billboards even still.
I feel like marketing is one of those things, and I could be way off on this, and you tell me, but I feel like marketing is one of those things that a lot of people probably think they would be good at, or they could be good at, or they just are. And is that, like, do you find that that's how, is that an accurate description of how people think, oh, I could do that?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Before you answer that fully, I'll just say, like, I was on a call with you the other day with you on the operations call with everybody else. And most of the people on that call, I feel like I could maybe not do as good a job as them, but I could do a lot of the stuff they're doing. However, like when you start speaking, I'm like, I don't think I could do that. What is she even talking about right now?
I'll take out her planes for 100.
Oh no! Trying to make it so it's more understandable.
I'm like,
that's not good feedback, but I appreciate it.
No,
She
couldn't
all
do
them,
that.
all them big words.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get like, tracking less traffic. I get that, but then all of the pieces that go into it, like digging into these pieces and understanding all the stuff. Like, man, that's
There's
difficult.
a lot. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of moving parts, which again is why I love it so much. And that, you know, because you have third parties being like your Auto Trader, your Car Gurus, cars.com, and then you've got so many different systems too that you've got to be like looking into, and none of them are talking. So then how do you compile all of that information and make a story out of it?
Wow. Because everything's stapled. Like, nothing's integrated, right? It's all just stapled, and it's like, golly, man. It's so inefficient.
Exactly. And so our job is to try and somehow bring all those pieces together for something cohesive and understandable of, like, how do you even look at this and say this is working or it's not?
Yeah.
Because you have all these different touch points.
Oh, my gosh.
So.
And we probably had, when you started back in 2017, 10 locations or something like that, and now we're well into the 50s, and so managing, you know, even just if we just talk about the website, which is so much more than that, if we just talk about the website, like even going to review the website on a regular basis to make sure that like it's what it's doing, what it's supposed to be doing, it's driving the traffic it's supposed to be driving, there's nothing outdated on it, it looks good. Even just looking at those websites is like an insanely kind of time sucking role when the bigger we get. Doing. I know you have a whole social media team who really works on getting social media posts up for all of the stores every day, getting that stuff. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot. We do. I don't think that people honestly realize like the extent of everything that we do. They're like, oh, you just post. How hard could that possibly be? Well, there's research involved with that. What's trending? Let's make sure that this is going to, work well with this audience base. Who is the audience? There's a lot that goes into it that I don't think people think and they want it to happen and like that, and it can't. There's so much more to it than that. So that's why I have a team of 27.
Yeah.
Do you have a social media campaign that you think you want to propose?
Tacoma.
Oh yeah. Could we? I don't want to abuse my station right now, but
the segment that we like to do on Between Two Cars, called "This Is What I Would Do," except because you and Caleb are both parents of younger children. I want some parental advice here from you guys.
Okay. Oh boy.
I'm uncomfortable.
How old are your kids?
I just have one, and he's 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fun.
We were married 13 years before we had our first
Really?
kid. Yeah. So we did all of our danger stuff, like went to China and all that, and then it was like, okay, we probably need to get on this.
Bring that kid in here.
Yeah, we waited too. Not 13 years. We waited 8 before we started having kids.
Because you get to enjoy your spouse and do
you get
things,
to enjoy each other
be
first.
Spontaneous.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm glad we did it how we did it.
Yes, I wouldn't change anything.
I mean, they said I had a geriatric pregnancy with my second.
Yeah, that's what
they are so
but I'm like,
rude
whatever.
with that.
They're so rude about it.
They could call it something different, honestly.
Instead of geriatric because I was 35? Yeah.
Yes.
They give you
how old
diabetic shoes.
do I feel now?
Probably need these.
That's terrible.
Okay, so similar. Yeah,
Sorry.
Probably at a similar place. Yeah. How many kids do you have?
2.
All right.
And
7 and 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
cool.
so Jack is your boy, and then Ella and Alistair
Correct.
are the kids over here.
Oh, I love those names.
Thank you.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of cool parents at this table here.
Yeah, I think so.
So I just have some parental questions that I want to run by you guys. But first, I want to ask, what is one of the biggest surprises for you as a parent that you did not expect before you became a parent?
I didn't expect to clean up so many bodily fluids.
Oh my gosh. It never ends.
Even still, now.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. And did you ever anticipate how comfortable you'd be with it by the end?
Yeah, it's just it doesn't even faze me. I can just be having a conversation and wiping snot off of a face, and it's you don't skip a beat.
No, I know. It's chocolate or poop. Chocolate.
Yeah, and you just really hope that it's the chocolate, right?
I really feel like I got used to stuff like that in my 20s.
That's really funny.
It's kind of cool back then.
Kind of cool.
Oh, that's amazing. It's kind of cool.
So here's where I would struggle having a young child right now, and that is, how different is your parenting style from your spouse's? And how do you handle those differences, or how do you try to find common grounds? How do you manage that?
That's a great question. I want to hear you.
You want me?
Yeah.
So I think that my husband handles our daughter specifically. Our son is like an angel. I think they do that to you so that you have the second one.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't hit the angel tree. I don't know. I'm PTSD over here.
My daughter is just this wild woman, and I think part of it too, she's been acting up a lot, and he wants to handle it with more discipline, and I want to handle it with a softer kind of tone. And what she wants is to talk to me and spend time with me, and not to get yelled at for whatever she's doing. So we usually handle it by I just get my way.
That's the arbiter of all.
Sounds about right.
Go with Emma on this
When
one.
I'm home. When I'm not, obviously, then he gets to do it how he wants to, but she only acts up around me. So
Do you guys feel like your parenting styles are emblematic of the way that you were raised?
Yes and no. I think both of us do take things from our parents, and our parents are very similar, right? Because they're in the same age group. It's that generation of how they parented, and we are very similar in how we want to parent our kids, right? We're not into tech. They don't have iPads. They're not allowed to do any of that. They're very limited on their screen time. Get outside and play, and that's what our parents did for us, right?
Awesome.
And so really trying to, I think it harnesses creativity, and it just makes you for a more well-rounded person instead of just, that's my opinion.
That was my next question.
Go ahead.
Oh.
No, go ahead.
No, I think that's dead. We were talking about something called cultural. Terrence, what were you saying earlier? Cultural rot?
Oh, brain rot.
Brain rot.
Brain rot.
With
right.
the technology.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It really is.
It does. It turns them into a husk of a thing that they can't think, and they're not bored because we don't let them be bored.
And it's good to be bored.
It is
That's
good to
where
be bored.
Creativity's born.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Killing time. And they start calling all of us parents saying, hey, you want to come to our school? Huh? You want to come
That's
to our school? It's
crazy.
what the dump? This is so stupid. I cannot believe this.
And this stranger, I don't know, this person was like, let me take the baby. And I was like, okay. And I
You
gave
just
him.
handed the
I'm
baby
12
to
years
a
old.
stranger?
Yes.
Oh my
What kind of babysitter were you?
12